Hey Azaan, so had a few questions to ask you.
What's up? By the way, I'm on the treadmill because I'm doing my morning cardio, which is part of my routine. Also, just disclaimer, we wanted to do this where we actually answer the questions for the day. So it's kind of like you get real answers, and it's not like a scripted reverse thing. Politically correct job, yes, you want to get like.
So, Ask Ki Dunya asks.
Who asked?
Asks Ki Dunya asks. Biggest challenge you faced while creating this album?
Biggest challenge about creating this album, I think the toughest thing was being disciplined about it, having a schedule. I'm somebody who would have like portions of songs, have a schedule and make sure it's recorded, made all the time.
Azaan is Love asks. Album ka favorite song kaun sa hai?
Azaan is Love, how are you? Love you too. My album favorite song, they all have a special place for me. They wouldn't have, अच्छा, अगर मेरा एक कोई favorite होता ना, तो I feel like I would be dishonest क्योंकि फिर दूसरा नहीं होता फिर मैं वो album में डाल के आपको सुना के दूँ. So it's like a bit like that. So they all have to be a favorite in some way.
Hazel.world asks, does this album contain any rap numbers?
Okay guys, very honestly, I rapped on the last album. The song called Ashiki, usme there were like 16 bars of me rapping and I thought I was super cool. But nobody really responded that well to me rapping. So I was like, I took the hint and I'm like, so the album is very rap, and I'm not a rapper. So there are a lot of great rappers out there.
Maris287 asks, what's the most time taking part of making this album?
Making some.
He has another question.
Yeah.
Is this album introspective or just according to mood?
I try to stay away from being too philosophical about my work. I think before I indulgent हो जाता है और आप कि you take yourself too seriously, maybe you figure it out when you hear it.
Fresh like Freesia asks, what is something you like about yourself?
What myself?
Yeah.
Everything, bro. I don't know. I think I'm a good friend, maybe. Yeah.
Hazel World asks, do you take your friends' suggestions or critic about your work?
I'm pretty petty about that kind of stuff. So if anybody says anything but very complimentary things, I get pretty upset. I want I want to be told, okay, something is the best, this is amazing, and like, woo! It's not true. That's not true. It depends on the critique, honestly speaking. I do take critique. I try to be good about it. I think when I'm working on something, I'm a little sensitive. तो उस वक्त अगर किसी ने कोई फालतू बात कर दी तो I've seen it. Like, if I've had time away from it and I'm a bit more objective, then I would take this one.
So, what inspires you more as a musician, positive or negative emotions?
So it's a weird process, right? I have either composition phase, which can come at any time in life. So depending on what I'm going through, if I'm going through a happy time, going through a sad time, definitely what becomes tricky is like if I'm in a very happy zone in life and I have to work on a sad song and I have to like pull a song out for whatever reason that I need to work on a sad song and I'm in a good space, that becomes really tricky because I don't want to sort of go there and that can be tough sometimes.
So, Maris287 asks, is there any song other than Urdu in this album, like Zama or Jadugiri?
In this album, no.
Maris had another question. Football or cricket?
I love playing cricket. I don't play that often, but I love playing cricket. But I also really enjoy watching football. I love playing Chisa, both in their own way. But I think I don't like watching cricket as much. मुझे देखने में इतना मजा नहीं आता जितना खेलने में आता है. I think it's a bit to do with the ads as well, honestly. I really think the subscription service होनी चाहिए. Shout out to any subscription service where you can watch the match and have no ads.
Tangerine Tone asks, which song on the album would be the perfect soundtrack for a road trip?
Or a road trip from this album. Ooh, interesting. I think depends on the road trip. So if you're like want to go in like a kind of emo zone, I think Man Marzi might be fun.
Which song of yours do your children like the most?
Okay, my children, they are a tough crowd to please. Their favorite, I would say, is like for a long, like all time of my work would be Thamlo from Parwaze Junu, because they were really small that time and I used to play it to them when they were growing up, like when they were like I think 2 or 3 years old. So they remember it, so it's still very nostalgic for them. उसके अलावा पिछली album से they liked Tu a lot, because Tu is fun and I think they used to dance to it, and they still do enjoy it. और फिर इस album में से they really like this song called Baby. So yeah, we have a song on this album called Baby.
You, Michelle, asks,
Yes.
what are your plans for the summer?
Hi Vishal. My plans for the summer are try to get this album ready. I think that's a pretty ambitious task, and inshallah I think ho jana chahiye, we're pretty far along. And yeah, and then after that I get to see my kids and maybe go somewhere with them.
If you could have one fictional character listen to this album, who would it be?
One fictional character listen to this album. Mushkil sawal. I'm a huge Batman fan as well, so I think maybe Batman hearing it would be pretty cool. You know, getting his vibe, being in like the Batcave, listening to the album. Maybe Man Marzi, the song called Man Marzi, listening to it in the Batcave would be pretty sick. So all the Batman fans out there, I think it'd be pretty cool with those acoustic listening to some music.
Amin Meets Evil asks, if you had to describe the album in 3 emojis, which ones would it be?
3 emojis. I think there would be heart eyes emoji goes up here. I think the devil smiling emoji, definitely that should go up here. I think the heart emoji for sure, or whatever heart emojis are there, they should all go over.
So Blue-Sided asks, what's your favorite word or phrase in a foreign language?
My favorite word or phrase in a foreign language, I think merci, because I love France. I love being there. So merci, that's it.
Can you give a message for your fans?
I love you guys, man. Like, you guys know that. So, genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, I love you guys. And everything I do, everything that's happening is with this album, with any music I'm working on, any work I do, I genuinely love you guys. And yeah.
See the amount of effort he's putting in just to record vocals for one song. See? Always the first one in the studio.
Always the first one in the room. Be the hardest worker in the room. Jack Dwayne Johnson.